Simon Peter. Apart from Jesus himself, no name is mentioned more in the New Testament than Simon Peter. Jesus spent more time with him than anyone else in the early years of ministry. No other person speaks as often or is spoken to as often as Simon. No other disciple was corrected more than Simon. See, the thing with Peter is, he said what he thought. You know people like that? People just come out and just say what they think without thinking. Well, that's Peter. They don't know the difference between inside thoughts and outside thoughts. They just verbalize everything, right? So that was Peter. If he was thinking it, it was only a few minutes until he said something. Until he was saying it. This got him in trouble more than one occasion. Peter would ask a question if he didn't understand something. In fact, asked more questions than all other disciples combined. In Matthew 19:47, he said to Jesus, "We left everything to follow you. What will there be for us?" Well, that's a bold thing to say to Jesus, right? What will there be for us? Because when I hear this, I think of something my dad used to say. Better be thoughtful than open your mouth and remove a word. Peter always spoke his mind. He was always speaking up. You know that Jesus asked Peter when he gives him Philippi, "Who do you men say that I am?" And it was Peter that said, "You are Christ, Son of the living God." That's a lot of courage for him to say that. You say, he was right on the money. He was right on the money because he was the Son of God. Now, if he did something smart, if he'd been smart, he would have left it at that, right? A little while later, he starts talking, Jesus is talking, and he said something unbelievable. I didn't write it down. But he said, Jesus had to say, "Get behind me, Satan." In other words, in one moment, Peter's saying, you are the Son of God. People say that you are the Son of God. He's right on the money. And God said, flesh and blood did not reveal that to you, but from my Father in heaven. And then another moment, he's saying something unbelievable that Jesus said, "Get behind me, Satan." So, does one thing, and then another. So we had trouble with everything that he was speaking of. So then there's Andrew. He was the brother of Peter. He was the first disciple to be called Paul, and right away he went to God his brother Peter. John 1:41 says, the first thing Andrew did is he went and found his brother Peter and tell him, "We found the Messiah, the Christ." He brought him to Jesus. And Jesus said, "You are Simon, son of John, and you will be called Cephas," which can be translated Jesus. He gave his name, his given name was Simon. Jesus gave him his name Peter. I wonder if the other disciples chuckled a little bit. I mean, Peter, which means the rock, is something, stability or dependability. Peter was a little on the hot side, a little on the impulsive side. So what is that? Rock, really? Stability? Jesus gave him his name because not for what he was, but who he saw him become. You see, when God looks at you, he doesn't just see you for where you are. He sees you for what you will be, what you will become. That masterpiece, the plan. I heard Pastor Michael said, he has a plan for each one of us. We might see a lump of clay, but God sees the finished product. We see a blank canvas, but God sees the finished thing. We see Peter in his full of hothead, but Jesus sees Peter as a rock. Who brought Simon to Jesus? Andrew. He had to go through life. Andrew, the brother of. Does that describe any of you? So-so, the son of, the brother of. This is so-so. You know him? His sister is Andrew went through his life bringing people to Jesus. Like in the feeding of the 5,000, he saw, not only did he bring Peter to Jesus, but in the feeding of the 5,000, he saw a little boy that had 2 fish and some bread and brought him to Jesus, which in turn Jesus multiplied that and fed 5,000 people. But Andrew was always leading people to Jesus. Then we got James and John, the sons of thunder. Like, how do you get the name of sons of thunder, right? I mean, you had to do something pretty explosive to be called sons of thunder. And when I think about the sons of thunder, I think about dudes that were all tattooed up, wearing kind of this leather jacket with these lightning bolts coming down the side, right on Harley Davidson, right? But these are the people that hung out with Jesus the most. Peter, James, and John. Jesus took them when he rose Lazarus from the dead. Jesus took them with him to the Mount of Transfiguration. And Jesus took them to the Garden of Gethsemane where Jesus sweat great drops of blood. So why? Why? Because they were more spiritual than the other ones? Maybe. Or maybe because they needed extra attention. When I was in school, I would get in trouble a lot. Right? And the teacher would always say, I need you to come up here. I want you to sit up here up front. I want to keep an eye on you. You know? And so I kind of think, maybe it's them the same way. Jesus said, I want you with me. I want to keep an eye with you. I want that. So, of course, they were used in a mighty way from God, weren't they? So, these men that Jesus called, there were many things that made character people just like us. These men, God used hopelessly human, remarkably unremarkable. And what did God do? He changed them. He changed them. He can change us too. So, look, this morning you're wanting to change. You want to change too. And if you're looking for God to come into your life and use you, I want to open up the altar for you. Okay? God wants to use you. He wants to use you. He wants to use you just like He did these disciples in the church of the world. He didn't see them for what they were. He knew what they would become. Just like you.